Hey everyone, welcome to a very special episode of Connectitrek. So, today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different and slightly special for me. I've decided that instead of going to a place that I've never heard or seen before in Connecticut, I've decided to go to a Barnes & Noble in West Hartford. Why Barnes & Noble, you may ask? Well, 3 words: Criterion Collection Sale. Yep, it's that time of that special month where Criterion has a sale going on at a Barnes & Noble for 50% off. So what exactly is Criterion? Well, from my recollection, they are a distribution company that focuses on movies not just here in the United States, but also in England, Germany, Italy, Russia, China, Japan, to name a few. And basically, they license a particular movie that you may or may never even heard before. Movies like Seven Samurai or Playtime or Seven and a Half, or some other movies that you may have heard before, like The Rock, Armageddon, and Fantastic Mr. Fox, to name a few. So I decided that since last week I worked my butt off, I've decided to go out and treat myself in buying some more movies from the Criterion Collection. Yes, I said more, because I bought 4 other movies back in July. So if I can remember correctly, from a Reddit post that I've looked at, there is a sale in July and in November with the occasional flash sale. On what days? I don't know. They announced it on their Twitter, but I don't have Twitter anymore. So yeah, with that said, let's head on out and buy some movies. Alright, so here I am. Behind me is the Holy Grail right here, the Criterion Collection shelf. I know this may not look like much, but hey, beggars can't be choosers. So before I start switching around, I just want to let you know that, so if you want to know more about the Criterion Collection, there will be like a little video link showing you the Royal Ocean Film Society's video on the Criterion Collection. He gives you a more broader description of what the Criterion Collection does. So yeah, without further ado, let's find some movies. Mad world. Very, very great movie. A lot of cameos. The whole plot is basically just finding like a big X. A big W, not an X, a big W. And it's just like 3 hours of just madness in a good way. Tempted, very tempted. This movie has come up a lot from a lot of directors like Scorsese, among others, of 8.5. Fellini, definitely. That's going to be a bit of a maybe there. Of course, we're talking about the Criterion Collection. You can't exclude Orson Welles' magnum opus, Citizen Kane. This is definitely the movie that really showed that cinema is more than just a fad. Did a lot of things. I mean, sure, nowadays it's primitive, but back in like 1941, I believe, this was revolutionary. They call him Mr. Tibbs. That's pretty much all I know about this movie. Just that one line. Strada. I think this is the movie that inspired Chris Christopherson to write Me and Bobby McGee. I believe this is the movie. It was that or some other movie, I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure from a country documentary that I've watched, this was the movie. So thank you, Fellini, and thank you, Chris Christopherson. Yep. Jackie Chan, Police Stories 1 and 2. That's definitely a must-buy. Fortunately for me, I already have this movie. Very, very big maybe, because I am a sucker for different types of film techniques like stop motion. So, for sure, big maybe. tempting. Very, very tempting, because I like the film analysis that Royal Ocean Film Society did on this guy. Was basically he specializes in visual comedy, because you know how comedy nowadays is all about gags and one-liners. This guy right here does the complete opposite, because he knows that film is a playground, and I wish that more directors would utilize that more. Okay, I think I found what I'm looking for. I think my plan this time around, instead of like just 4 movies, I'm gonna go with 4 movies and possibly a collection. Maybe that's a big maybe. If not, I'll go with 6 movies instead. Granted, the collection may not be as big as what I saw from Royal Ocean Film Society, but you know, can't always get what you want. It's like getting something on a Christmas list. So with that said, I will see you all back in my home. Alrighty, well, made a promise. 4 plus 1 collection of movies from the Criterion Collection. And plus there's a few 4 more down below that I bought back in July. So, how did it go? Well, let's just say I had to spend a good hour trying to figure out what exactly that I wanted to buy. And it wasn't easy, because I wanted to make sure that I wasn't missing out any movie that I thought was going to be on the shelves, but apparently it didn't. So again, it's like getting something from your Christmas list. Can't always get what you want. So that being said, let's check out what I bought. So first up is Le Samurai, I believe that's how you pronounce it. If I didn't, then I'm sorry. Why did I buy this? I don't know, because it looked cool. Because it looks like a noir film. Definitely, it's from France, so there's that. I don't know. It was definitely like a last-minute decision for me, but it was definitely on my list for sure. So I'll give that a watch soon. Next up, Fantastic Mr. Fox. I did say that it was a maybe, a big maybe, and I felt like, you know what? I might as well get it, you know, because it's Wes Anderson, stop motion filmmaking, which is pretty rare nowadays. But you know, this kind of filmmaking, I really enjoy for sure. So that's definitely going to be a watch. Maybe tomorrow night, or maybe tonight. Who knows? Slacker from Richard Linklater. I don't know what possessed me to buy this film, other than, you know, I'm interested in like films that have very super simple plots and such, not being overly complex and such. I don't know too much about Slacker other than, you know, this was, I believe, his first ever official movie release and such. But yeah, I'm kind of interested in what this movie is all about, really. Again, when I said about super simple plots, I was trying to look for like films like My Dinner with Andre, and there was one other film. I can't really remember what it is. It's a very long title movie. It's in French also, so that also makes it very difficult to pronounce, but I'll definitely like put a little image right here, so just to give you like a little reference and what I wanted to buy. And this one, Ghost Dog: The Way of the Samurai. Again, don't know much about this film other than the director himself has a very interesting way of making films. He likes to how should I put this? He likes to blend different genres of movies. So there would be like again, for not only just Ghost Dog, but also Le Samurai. This one is like a combination of noir, and also on the back has a good dose of Japanese lone warrior mythology. So I thought that, you know what, I'm into that. This one, again, kind of curious as well. I really don't know much else other than sublime scores from Wu-Tang Clan's RZA, so you know you're in for a treat when you have a member of the Wu-Tang Clan on board. And Bruce Lee. this one was a real hard sell for me. It was really difficult for me to try and figure out a way, you know, there has to be a different alternative, because it was this, there was the double feature of Yojimbo and Sandro, I believe, from Akira Kurosawa. There was also the Shaw Brothers collection, the company that's made famous for like a lot of kung fu movies in China. And also the Jacques Tati's, is that how you pronounce his name? Jacques Tati, I think. That collection was also on the shelf as well for me. It's like, man, I mean, it's tough. I mean, look how thick this box is. I mean, it's just like tons of content, also movies and such, but the content itself is just like, I'm looking at this as a bag and it's just like, wow, that's a lot. There's definitely like a lot of content for this big box set here, which I'm always a big fan of. I love movies that have like a lot of content in the discs and such. So, you know, like Pixar films like Monsters Incorporated or Finding Nemo. You know, I was definitely more into like the bonus features than the actual movie. There was also the Harry Potter ones as well, especially the early ones. I really enjoyed those as well. So yeah, any DVDs that have like, you know, chock full of content, it's just like it's amazing. You know, it's a must watch for me. It's a must buy, so to speak. So it's like when I was just getting ready to leave, it's just like, you know what, I might as well. You know, $124. Well, if you have the 50% discount, it goes straight to $62. So there you go. Thank God for that discount. Otherwise, I would imagine I would pay over like $230, $250 for all this if it was like full price. I mean, a lot of the Criterion movies were like in the $40 to $50 price range. So yeah, but yeah, definitely thank God for that Criterion sale. Again, I believe it happens only in July and November, and plus there's also the flash sale as well. Just to let you guys know. All right, time for the movies that I bought back in July, and of course I mentioned this beforehand back at Barnes & Noble that I bought this. And of course it's Jackie Chan, and with Police Stories 1 and 2, it's a must buy, and of course with the content in the back as well, you know, some documentaries behind the scenes and what goes on and such. There's also My Stunts, a 1999 documentary, so it's like, hell, this is a must buy right here. Seven Samurai, Akira Kurosawa. I mean, what more can you say about it? It's freaking Kurosawa here. When you have directors like Scorsese, George Lucas, Sergio Leone, I believe, Clint Eastwood, mentioning Akira Kurosawa, there's a reason why he's like the best at filmmaking, and Seven Samurai is definitely like his best. He definitely had a lot of other samurai films as well, but many people would think of Kurosawa with this movie right here as the default or the go-to movie to watch. So there's that. Andrei Tarkovsky's Stalker. Hard to pick. It was either between this or Solaris, and I'm glad I actually did pick Stalker, because when I went back a couple of hours ago, I didn't see a Solaris, which was a bit of a bummer. But yeah, Stalker, very interesting movie, and of course the video that Cinema Tyler did on the making of Stalker. It's quite something, quite interesting, and how it all went down, and how basically anyone that was involved in the film basically died afterwards. Not like several months, like a couple of years or so. I mean, it's really something. Of course, this is made in Russia, so yeah, safety. What is that? So yeah, and also a little side note: this is a very slow movie. By that I mean it's a very slow-paced movie. It takes a while to really get to the good stuff and such. Kind of like 2001: Space Odyssey, but I can stomach through. Speaking of stomach through, this one right here. This was the last movie that I watched a couple of weeks ago, and let me tell you, this movie was a trip. Come and see by Ilem. Sorry, Ilem Klimov, I believe that's how you pronounce it. Ilem Klimov. That was the director. This was his last film before retiring the film industry altogether. And I'm thinking like, yeah, this is definitely the right way to go out. You know, this is definitely his magnum opus. And I might as well just tell you the experience I had with this movie. Let me tell you, the main menu, the first thing you see in the main menu is like this stare right here, the haunting stare of a Soviet teenager. I mean, just look at his eyes. Look at his eyes. Like, it is haunting. Like you see this and thinking like, oh, you're in for a ride, man. From start to finish, it's like, particularly the finish, because oh my god, the final part of that film was just like, I was just witnessing genocide, like movie form, but literally, this took place in, like, the film took place in Belarus during World War II. I forget what year, but it's like that last part of the film, I was speechless. Like, I just like, wow, I can't believe it. Like, you thought Saving Private Ryan or Apocalypse Now was like a mind, you know what? Those movies are considered child's play compared to this film. Look at this. Look at this. Tell me this film is literally telling you, you are in for some shit. Those eyes, the face, the landscape, everything, like. So yeah, I finally watched it, and would I watch it again? Maybe. Honestly, I had to watch it during the day, because if I watched it during the night, I would not sleep at all. It's definitely psychological warfare at its finest. So there you go. Those are what I bought, and hopefully, but next time around, I would say maybe July. Hopefully there'll be a new fresh batch of movies to buy. So, see you around, everybody. I'm out.